to some must-read opinion pages. In his latest op-ed entitled "Jonah Goldberg writes in a piece for his website, The Dispatch," quote, "If 6 months ago I were described the last month to politicians still rewarding and encouraging Trump's behavior, most would say I was succumbing to Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, come on, he wouldn't do that, they'd say." And even for those who thought this outrageous affront to the civic order might be possible, they'd certainly take great offense if I followed up with, not only will he try to steal the election with deranged conspiracy theories, not only will his champions call for martial law and erase the loss, but you won't say boo about it. In fact, you'll even say he should run again. Well, that's happened. They created this self-destructive mess. They created it by refusing to take the right path, not just because the right path was hard, but because the wrong path was so easy. As Screwtape explains, the safest road to hell is the gradual one, the gentle slope, soft underfoot, without sudden turnings, without milestones, without signposts. Now America isn't in hell, but the people who did nothing or far too little are daily beset by lesser, fresher hells of their own making, and I'm making popcorn. The gloriously entertaining spectacle of Trump and his ambitious progeny suddenly having to deal with their own mini-Trumps in the form of Wood, Powell, and their minions is enough to turn their home-brewed dumpster juice into a delicious elixir, sweeter than liberal tears, even than liberal tears. That's one way of putting it. I agree.
I love it.
Peggy Noonan's latest for the Wall Street Journal is entitled, "Who'll Be 2020's Margaret Chase Smith?" And Peggy writes in part, "History can sometimes help us through current moments by showing what's needed and providing inspiration. It is her Declaration of Conscience speech for which Margaret Chase Smith is best remembered. It was 1950, and she was increasingly disturbed by Senator Joe McCarthy's anti-communist crusade. She took on both parties, accusing the Democrats of showing laxness and complacency toward the threat of communism here at home, and the Republicans of allowing innocent people to be smeared. When history hands you a McCarthy, reckless, heedlessly manipulating his followers, be a Margaret Chase Smith. If your McCarthy is saying a whole national election was rigged, an entire system corrupted, you'd recognize such baseless charges damage democracy itself. You wouldn't let election officials be smeared. You'd stand against a growing hysteria in the base. You'd likely pay some price, but years later, you'd still be admired for who you were when it counted so much."
That's Ronald Reagan speechwriter and Wall Street Journal editorial opinion page writer Peggy Noonan.
I don't understand, though, why it's hard right now.
It's not.
It's not.
It's just not. They're cowards.
It's not. You can hide behind a lot of things if you need to cower Republicans. You could hide behind science. It's not hard.
So the votes have been certified now. So the votes have been counted.
You could also hide behind that.
The votes have been counted, as Mitch McConnell said. They've been challenged in court. Joe Biden's won every one of those challenges. The Wall Street Journal editorial page and National Review editorial page have said the charges are baseless that Donald Trump's bringing forward. And now the elections have been certified. There is no excuse. You have no excuse anymore, Republicans, none whatsoever, other than you don't care about democracy enough to defend against a tyrant who is trying to undermine the votes of over 81 million Americans.
Coming up, Donald Trump, George Wallace, and the influence of losers. The New Yorker's Steve Cole joins us with his latest piece next on Morning Jaw.